I'm going to give the floor to Mr. Lukman Harris. Please go ahead. Floor is yours.
Yeah. Good afternoon, friends. First of all, let me thank the UHRC and others who have organized this very fantastic event. As we celebrate 75 years after the promulgation of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, and on this Human Rights Day, I think it's a day of reflection and what we should be doing in the future. Now, the question that most of these people ask is that after the World War II, the people all the world actually echoed in one voice, never again, never again. But I mean, so many decades, 7 decades after the establishment of the UN, United Nations, right, the mother body, the question is being asked, is the UN a toothless tiger? So if you look at the history of United Nations, for example, it's not it's not true, because in 1948, of course, we said never again, and true enough, there were no world wars, and there was it also paved the way to give a voice to all the countries, irrespective of size and power. And also we saw that it avoided many wars and conflicts in different zones as well, and some of them, of course, belatedly. And it also gave a global forum to discuss world issues like climate, and more importantly, the human rights. So as we know, in 1948, we had this Universal Declaration of Human Rights, and they are our rights, actually. It's a set of protective principles that provide a framework for laws around the world, allowing us to live our lives free of fear, exploitation, and oppression. The concept of human rights, for example, is not actually of recent origin. It may have started, the official human rights may have been originated from this document, but it was actually considered a Magna Carta of modern times. But it's not exactly, because the human rights concept originated from our various traditions, from our religions, from our various, our various types of cultures. It is more than 100 years old. So these rights were developed through discussion and agreement, among various types of countries, both the West Bloc and the East Bloc. So the Western blocs, actually, they promoted this concept called the CPA, the CPRs, the civil and political rights. That was their contribution. Then the Eastern Bloc, actually, they were going for this ESCR, that means economic, social, and cultural rights. So which is also important. Now today we are in a very unbalanced world today. Now, despite all these achievements that I talked of, which the UN and the UDHR brought about to ensure that people are enjoying some sort of rights, today human rights also have lost its original appeal, so as to say. So, for example, if you look at the various types of human rights, in fact, I have written a book on this, Mirage of Dignity. So, is the mirage a dignity, or has it reached the grassroots level people all around the world? So, it has actually, very sad to say, it has become a mirage for millions of people worldwide. Today, I'm sure the human rights have been used as a tool by, big powers today to advance their own agenda around the world. And you can say that it also no longer appeals to everyone alike. It's actually a world of what we call, it's equal, but some are more equal than others. So, because some of the powers are always enjoying more power. You can see this being a lot of countries, United States, or the China, Russia, enjoying impunity all over the world. There are double standards. There are hypocrisy all over the world in the implementation of human rights. And not only them, even their satellite state are enjoying impunity and total disregard of the international law and even committing war crimes. Today, you can see Israel, being the satellite state of the US, has been committing war crimes at leisure. You can see their impunity not being challenged by anyone. Today, we saw the vote where the veto power, the danger of the veto power. Actually, they vetoed, the one country vetoed the entire consensus of the world. It challenged, it made the United Nations a joke in some way. So, my dear friends, it's very, very important that this thing has to be reversed in some form or another. The another thing that I need to draw your kind attention is the imbalance between the social rights and the political and the civil rights. You can see a lot of constitutions are always highlighting this the CPA, the civil and political rights, not the social rights. So there is a lot of people are having hunger, health, education. Their rights are being undermined, whereas a lot of even social rights cannot be. It's not judiciable as well. You can't go to courts and seek justice. So this is a very important issue that the world is facing. So as we celebrate 75 years of the Human Rights Day, and also 75 years after the promulgation of that historic document, UDHR, we need to look at how to advance this. On the one hand, how to ensure that the human rights applies to all alike. Number two is how to bring social justice, social rights to the to the grassroots levels. So, in my view, my dear friends, only the public activism can solve this. The world, as you know, has risen up today against injustice, against this what is happening in Gaza and what is happening to how people are being denied their basic rights. So in short, my parting thought is, if you ask a question, is UN a dead wood or should it be reviewed? No, I'm sure that has a lot of role to play, and we need to ensure that the United Nations and the Universal Declaration of Rights and kept alive, and we should all. So I will just made a quote: a world without the United Nations or with a paralyzed United Nations would be far more costly to all of us and far more dangerous to peace and stability. So my dear friends, on this day, let us strive, let us resolve to keep this at the grassroots level. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Lukman, for your speech.